Alright, so benefits and the effect on company rating. Uh, there's a lot of companies that rate other companies like the Better Business Bureau, AM's Best, and they rate these based on benefits. And if the company doesn't have a lot of benefits and good benefits, it says a lot about their corporate structure. And then benefits in recruiting. When people are applying for a job, they really look for benefits. They don't want to just have a job that's, there's no benefits, there's no health, dental, vision. I know when I apply for a job, I really look for the benefit compensation package, and it's an important thing with recruiting. Job evaluation. Basically, you evaluate each job and the importance of the company from first to last, and that bases what you pay your new employees. That's big with recruiting as well. The Equal Pay Act of 1963. This is women and men being paid the same. Equal work equals equal pay. I don't know if you guys seen this act before. During JFK when he was the president. And then it comes to developing a pay structure for each job. No matter what the company is, there's different pay structures. There's sales, customer service, being a teacher. There's all different pay structures. We'll talk about that in a second. So skill-based pay. This type of pay structure is based upon the skills that you already possess and what you do during the job. If you're a manager, they pay you higher than someone's underneath of you because of your skill set, what you've accomplished, your accolades, everything like that. They pay you based on what you can do. Competency-based pay is they look at more of your personality and your character rather than your skill base. So you're new to a job, you have a great personality, you have a great mindset, you have potential to become a manager or become a CEO one day. They pay you based on your characteristics. Broad banding. This is a type of pay where they pay one department a certain range of money, like customer service department. They pay everyone within that department about the same range, within the same range. That's what broad banding is, when you pay department same range of money. And then variable pay system. This is you still have a pay base, so you still have a salary, but say if you're a salesperson, you have to meet a quota by the end of the month, and if you meet that quota, you get a bonus at the end of the month, you get extra pay, and that's what a variable pay system is. And then selecting a pay type. When you're applying for jobs and everything like that, you want to select the pay type that's best for you. There's a bunch of different pay types. I know personally I'd rather be a salesperson and have a 1099 form, just because the type of person I am. So salary, this is probably the most stable pay. You get paid weekly, you can get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. This is mostly offered with benefits as well. This is the most stable pay if you're not a good talker or communicator. Hourly wage, this is the type that union workers usually get when they get paid overtime, things like that. You get paid based on the amount of hours you put in per week. That's all I gotta say about that one. And then commission, this is most jobs that are commission. You have to file a 1099 form. That's when you do your own taxes at the end of the year. But commission job is you get a percentage on each sale that you make. And I'm sure you guys all know this already, obviously. So, 401k plan. This is for your retirement. After you're finished working for the company and you retire, they set you up with a 401k plan. Sometimes the company will match whatever you put into the 401k plan, whatever amount it is. A lot of the companies will match the same amount that you put into it. Equity theory. So this is when you're working for a company and you think that you're doing the same type of work as someone else but getting paid less. And this really brings the morale of employees down, because when they feel they're doing the same work as someone else and getting paid less, they feel like there's a lot of favoritism going on. expectancy theory. This is when an employee expects to get paid a certain amount no matter what, so he or she is going to perform based upon the amount of money that they're getting paid. No matter what the performance is, they're probably going to perform the same no matter what. And then reinforcement theory. This is when if you're given a hard task and you do it well and they pay you a large amount. Reinforcement theory says that there's going to be a positive outcome. You're going to work hard again if given that same pay.
So I'm going to discuss developing and understanding compensations. My name is Eric Butler, and I'll walk through with you guys what type of compensations there are and how to determine which ones to use. So to understand compensation, foundations can assist in the development of a compensation strategy that meets the goals of your organization and is in line with their strategic plans. So your company wants to understand where they are in the world, their demographic, and all of these things to understand how much they should pay their employee in that certain market. So you start by asking yourself, from the employee's perspective, what is fair wages? Obviously, we all have a minimum wage, so you want more than that depending on what you're doing. And are wages too high to achieve your financial health in the organization? Are other people getting paid more than you when you should be getting paid just as much as they are? Keep thinking, so do managers and employees know and buy into your compensation philosophy? So your organization is going to adopt a philosophy, and all of your employees and managers should all be on the same page with whether or not you're doing the right one, and does the pay scale reflect the importance of your various job titles within the organization? Your compensation is good enough to retain employees. Are you paying them enough so that they're going to want to stay? Are state and federal laws being met with your compensation package? Are they following the laws, basically? And is your compensation philosophy keeping in line with labor market changes, industry changes, and organizations? As others' pay grades go up, does your organization? So the market compensation policy, it's to pay the going rate for a particular job within a particular market based on research and strategy studies. So if everybody is doing the same job in sales, everybody across that market is going to be getting paid the same amount, or they should be. So an example of this, I used the University of Arizona. Their compensation program is to attract, retain, and reward qualified workforce, so the professors and everybody that works there. They compare similar positions and jobs of other universities and see how much they are getting paid. And a quote from them, average salaries will be targeted at the average salary levels of employees in comparable positions in our various labor markets. Like I just said, they compare who's doing what and try and get around the same pay grade. And that was from the compensation committee. So market plus philosophy. You determine the pay grade and add a percentage to it. It's relatively easy. If everybody's getting paid a certain amount, you want to pay them more just because you can, and it attracts people. You add a certain percentage to that, and you pay them that wage. For market plus philosophy, for the example, I use Cisco Systems. They're one of the top paying Fortune 500 companies out there today. For an example, their software engineers get paid $131,716 annually, as Yahoo only pays their software engineers $101,669. The minus philosophy is the same thing, just the opposite. They take that and they reduce the pay if there are more employees readily available, almost as if it's supply and demand. If there's more employees willing to work for a lower wage, they'll adopt that. So market minus philosophy, the example I use, Whole Foods. They are a very big company, as you all know, but their exclusive compensation for wholesale has a max of $108,000, which is about 43%. 43 times lower than the average Fortune 500 company. And a quote from them: "Fewer things harm an organization morale more than great imbalance in compensation. When a workplace is perceived as unfair and greedy, it begins to destroy the social fabric of the organization." And that was by the Whole Foods CEO. So compensation committee, it's a group of executives to determine which compensation practice or theory that they should adopt. They try to attract, motivate, and retain talented workers through choosing the best philosophy of compensation to allow their organization or their company to have the best workforce that they can possibly have. Committee objectives offers a total compensation program that is flexible and takes into consideration the compensation practices of a group of specifically identified peer companies. So they'll look at other companies that are doing about the same thing. They'll try and associate themselves with them, see where they are, and pay their employees about the same amount. Provide annual variable cash incentives awards to take into account the overall financial performance in terms of designated corporate objectives. Align the financial interests of executive officers with those of shareholders, providing appropriate long-term. So they want to pay, they don't want other people to stand out. And other pay factors, employers' ability to pay the people that work under them, the type of industry that the company is in to determine where they should stand in salary, and the value employee and particular job to the organization. So external pay factors, it determines the economic state. They will give the understanding of where they are in the world. So like I said before, if there is a lower unemployment or a higher unemployment rate, that company might lower their wages to attract more workers. And that was a chart of unemployment in 2011. External pay rate factors continued. Inflation and increased cost of living in a given area can also determine compensation in a given market. Once an organization looks at all its internal and external forces affecting pay, it can begin to develop a pay system in an organization.
And I'm going to talk about the other types of benefits, the more fun ones, the ones that you guys are really interested in. My name's Helena. I'm sorry. Okay, so one of the main ones is Social Security and Medicare. Those are things that you kind of receive once you retire. They automatically come out of your paycheck. You get them when you're over 67 years old. But, you know, the Social Security Act of 1935 requires people to withdraw funds from their paychecks for those retirement benefits. The next one would be unemployment insurance. Now, that falls under the Social Security Act of 1935. It's funded by your payroll taxes. That's if something happens involuntary, you lose your job, that's where you would collect that kind of stuff. The next thing would be disability and workers' compensation. That's usually when you are injured or become hurt on the job. When when those things kind of happen, you collect from that type of part of your paycheck. That's another benefit that's offered to you once you have some full-time jobs. Another type of benefit would be COBRA. So now COBRA is pretty interesting. Now sometimes when you work 40 hours a week, that's typically when it happens, and your hourly gets decreased to 23 hours a week. Sometimes you don't qualify for some of the benefits that you have. You can collect into your COBRA. Your COBRA would provide you for medical insurance and that kind of stuff that you might need in case that does happen. Now, incentive pay systems are the cool things that involves commissions, bonuses, profit sharings. It's kind of like an extra stipend to your current paycheck that you kind of receive at the end of your year, or throughout the year. It all works differently. I'm going to talk about the three different types, the main ones. Commissions is the first one. It's calculated based off of the percentage and earned based when you complete specific targets and stuff like that. It's typically in retail, so Victoria's Secret, American Eagle, whatever, you sell a certain amount and you make a certain amount based off of that. Bonuses are typically a one-time payment. When you meet a company goal, typically at the end of the year, CEOs earn bonuses based off of how well they did during the year, and CEOs, medical professionalists. Now the next one's my favorite. It's going to be coming up in a couple seconds. Profit sharing, it's my favorite because that's what I get at my current full-time job. So I work with Geico, and the way it works is based off of the profit the whole company makes. We make a certain percentage. So if Geico this year makes a certain amount, I'm going to be guaranteed 5% or 5% of the profit or less, depending on how they think our specific region